So, all right, Carson, that you want to seek a career as a relationship counselor?
Hell no.
Carlton be yelling. He's gonna be yelling at everybody. What the hell you do? What?
I'm
Bro.
gonna be like Samuel Jackson meets Hitch.
Bro, Carlton's gonna be yelling at every consultation. Like, Mr. Giles, please, can you help me? Me and my girlfriend just broke up. What dumb shit you said?
I would say some shit like,
It didn't work, Mr. Giles. It didn't work.
I was telling him stop being a bitch. Let me stop.
There you go. That sounds more like.
Well, welcome to the Code 99 podcast, and I'm one of your hosts, Myron, and I got here, the two other co-hosts, Carlton, Spread. What's up? What's going on? Great topic.
What just happened? You was doing that for real?
Yeah, I was doing that for real.
I couldn't tell at first.
Nah,
Yeah,
for real.
do
What,
it.
you tell me I got a podcast voice?
You didn't do that. You didn't do that.
I'm crying.
Yo, bro, nah, because I was giving the time, and then you just started going. I was like, whoa. My fault.
It's all good, bro. It's all good, bro. Oh, shit. But yeah, so do we
Go
know?
again?
Oh, we doing it again? I thought we were going to keep going.
Say the episode number.
Oh, it's episode 9. It is episode 9, guys. But can you tell me what's going on with The Bachelor? Because it always shows up on Twitter, and I know when the first show popped up, it wasn't because of popularity. It's because some shit was going down. But I don't know what the shit that's going down in it is about.
I got you right now. So the past week, they had the finale.
Right.
The Bachelor, Matt James, half black, half white, raised by the white mother. His black father was absent in his life. He chose Rachel, that contestant, as the woman he wants to be with, eventually get engaged to. So then there was some controversy. Obviously this is being televised months later. There was some controversy that she went to like this like some kind of segregation party, or where they were like hanging people or whatnot.
Excuse
Some
me?
kind of costume party. Yeah, in 2018. So this just like resurfaced or whatnot while the season was going on. So this past week, the reason why it was trending is because they did like a tell-all kind of reunion show. And Matt James, the Bachelor, announced that him and Rachel were no longer together because of that. And she's 23. He's the same age as us, 29 to 30 years old. And he's just like, you came in to the show knowing that you'll be dating a black man. And it's just like, I guess he doesn't want to catch her up to speed, basically. So a lot of people have been like really like trashing him.
So you
as a man.
telling me that the chick went in 2018 went to like this like a segregation party.
I'm gonna look it up. It was some kind of party.
Like some wild shit, right? That essentially.
Yeah, they were like dressed up with these costumes. I think it was like similar to like the controversy with Drake, like and Pusha T, like the blackface kind of thing.
Right. Okay.
I'm gonna look it up. So this was 2018. One correction I have on the earlier topic. It's called, as far as The Bachelor.
What is that? No, not y'all. It's like something clinking in my house.
It's called an antebellum party. So the young girl Rachel, who was the winning contestant on Bachelor, she went to a plantation themed party.
Ew.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
An antebellum party, which is also known as an Old South party.
I actually have heard of those.
Yikes!
Yeah.
It's a widely known event in colleges associated with the fraternity Kappa Alpha. Yikes! The meaning of antebellum means before the war, coming from the Latin phrase. Now you know this. Like I don't watch The Bachelor. It's my first season, so like. Oh damn, Carlton, you right? Fuck. Because when I'm reading, damn, you was like, we should like read a little more. The contestant, right? She on Snap. Wait, it had showed her liking a picture with two Caucasian women dressed in some kind of outfit, holding a Confederate flag.
Wow,
wait,
bro.
what?
They're showing pictures of it. I saw it on the news.
Yeah. I see why he dumped her. I'm sorry.
And he made some fake ass apology. He made
Oh, Chris
some whack
Harrison?
ass apology. Yeah, it was like one
Yeah.
of those. It was a script that you could tell like niggas wrote it for him. He was looking at it and he was trying to like deep and sincere, shit like that. Like, get out of here.
Yep.
That's what he had to
Damn,
say.
that's Myron, did you yo, Myron, his apology was horrible, bro.
I'm still
It was,
recording,
oh my
so
God, man. His apology
Or
shit. I get it. You know, you're live on TV. You know, he probably has a PR, but he sounded so scripted, and it's just like, it just came off disingenuous. It's like I didn't believe not one word he said. And it's how old is this dude? I think this guy's almost 50 years old, so he's older than the contestant. So he has like no fucking excuse, to be honest. She's like significantly younger than him. So in 2018, she was 20. But he made a great point. What he had said, I can't remember verbatim. He had said on a radio show something along the lines that like segregation and things of that nature were like a long time ago, but 2018 wasn't.
oh,
So
that's
it's
a
just like
nice line.
right,
That's
but people dogged him because he had like other things going on. So they was just like, oh, you're just finding a way out because like you're dealing with like this family trauma or whatnot. So
excuse me. Yeah, people are
he,
dumb.
yeah, so towards the end of the season, he was very wishy washy towards the end of the season. So as the season like is winding down, he's like in love with this girl Rachel, like in love with her. Like you can see it. She's the one. There's other people who has like attention. And then it's just like when it came to the finale, he just like went completely wishy washy. He was letting his dad's absence in his life kind of like affect him emotionally, and like his parents' marriage, their split, like affect him emotionally. He was kind of like I guess breaking down emotionally and mentally.
It's crazy.
So with the host was let go because he said this one line. They keep replaying that shit on the news all the time. He was like, "Is what she did in 2018 necessarily a bad thing, or are we just making it such a big deal because we're in 2020 or 2021?" So they were basically saying like, the ignorance of this guy, like no matter what fucking year it is, like, what she did and the intention of that party and the meaning of it was just like very ignorant and like insensitive.
Yo, I don't understand people, bro.
Look, I'm telling you, you guys look it up really quick. Like, look it up really quick.
I saw something about it, and then the way he defended her was like it was like he was just blindly defending her without really understanding the
Oh,
severity
wait,
of
wait,
it.
hold on. So I misread that. So he defended her because she did that,
Yeah.
and people started calling him because he started defending her because of 2018.
Hmm?
Is that what I'm
No,
understanding?
you got to write yourself to the last part. People are like upset that he had to step down from being the host,
Right.
but the actual Bachelor, people were like dogging his name, dragging him in the mud because they were like, oh, you broke up with her and you don't really love her because if you did, you would have stood with her through this tragedy or this situation, and you just really wanted a way out. Like they feel like
Mm,
the Bachelor took a way out because he wasn't really sure on engagement and marriage.
Wow.
mm,
But then again, like I was talking to my other half, and I was telling her like, all right, so this guy's 29, 30 years old. This girl's 23. Like wherever they go, especially since he's come from a biracial family, there's always going to be some kind of tension, or he has to shoulder responsibility, which, a lot of times you shoulder the responsibility for your other half because you love them. That's what you're supposed to do. You're a shield. You guys are one. But it's just like he always going to be constantly reminded of the remarks and what she did. And it's just like she'll never fully understand what it's like to be a black man. Obviously, because she's not black. But it's like I guess it's different when you live it. When you're a brown, a darker skinned person. So it's kind of similar to what you guys were like saying, off air or whatever.
Mm.
It's fucking wild.
Well, hello. This is your boy Carl G from the Code 99 podcast talking to our audience members. It would be an honor for us to get your feedback. And one way you could do that is leaving a review and a rating on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, wherever you listen to us. Leave us a review. Leave us some comments. This not only helps us know what you guys think of the show, but it also helps us get some visibility on these platforms. Also, don't forget to follow us on our Instagram and Twitter pages at Code99 Podcast. Again, it's at Code99 Podcast. This is where we'll be doing any updates to keep you guys informed on what's happening to the podcast. And it also gives us a chance for us to interact with you guys. Now, tune in next to see what we're going to unlock. Peace.
All right, so the controversy with Chris Harrison and Matt James from The Bachelor ties into our topic this week. Do you know within the first 6 months of your relationship if you want to marry your partner or not?
And to be honest, that's a tough question. It really varies. I've seen people, fall in love right away. I've seen people wait years before they marry their significant other. Me, it's really hard to tell. I think, I think that goes off of the whole same topic of or the same phrase as love at first sight. But I think there's something. I think if you have qualities that you like looking for in your significant other, there's certain things that you might be looking for in your significant other, and they have it. A lot of people be there. It's also there's a lot of variables, right? So time in your life, you could have been on like 3-4 relationships already and found someone that you felt compatible with. Be like, this is who I'm gonna settle down with. But you could be that person that young in love, and you could just click right away, soulmate, and then you just go, and you go for it. I always encourage just like waiting. I wouldn't say you might know you want to marry them, but you also wait to marry the person. Why? Because you don't see everything about that person in those 6 months. In my like
Agree.
opinion, I don't see nothing. I don't see everything in 6 months. Like we going on 3 years? Like, well, yeah, but yeah. So it's just like we still learning things about each other. We still like figuring out each other's like just tendencies and everything. So you can't say get married in 6 months, but I would never knock someone who want to get married in 6 months. They might have found that person. They might have found exactly what they needed. Everyone's different. Everyone's complicated. Shit.
Yeah, that's 1,000% true. I'm a Carlton. Like everyone kind of like is so unique in that stance. Like like it could maybe even take a month and you just already know. But like it's some people take time, some people take longer. So it's hard to really say and pinpoint like a time period for it to or for me at least. But like like when you know, that's the main point. So if you think at 3 months and you want to go for it and both parties agree, like why not? Because at the end of the day, you know, and even if it like ends up differently like than you planned, at that moment you knew what you were feeling, and that's just your honesty showing, So
yeah.
I agree with Carlton. It's I think like the first 6 months you're still figuring out. It's more about, all right, maybe like the first 3-4 months is like compatibility, and then by like the 6-month mark to like the year mark, it's like, can we make this compatibility work for the long run, or it's just gonna be like a short-lived relationship? And yeah, marry at first sight, that does exist. Obviously, neither one of us have experienced that yet. Love at first sight. I think also it depends on like situations. Sometimes like you meet someone or see someone and you've been so like depressed or like turned down or like disappointed in your past relationships that like this one feels like so great that you take it to the extreme. I wouldn't say extreme, but you take it to that level where it's just like marriage is in our future. But I do think it is possible. I feel like it is possible. I feel like it's not likely, and I don't think it's the best approach. I think if like the two people in a relationship, both partners are like at the same age, financially or like schedule wise, they're they match each other. It's comparable. Um, family also plays a big part. You always need that confirmation from your family. That's I think important in most people's lives. Um, and then it's just like future term goals such as do you want kids and how many and maybe location, maybe you want to relocate, maybe the city the two of you guys met in or grow up in, you guys outgrown it and want a different environment for your kids and the future generation of the tree. But I think a lot of things definitely play into it. Um, do you guys feel like have you guys ever felt like when you first met someone, it's just like I want everything in the world with this person?
Um, I first met someone.
Yeah,
No,
like
it's funny. I don't know. So it's funny how I met my girl. She was first around. I didn't see her, but like the first time we all hung out as a group, it was like love at first sight kind of moment, if you understand what I'm saying. She was in my environment for a few months, but I was so focused on my shit. And like
mm,
once like everything was in a group setting and I'm like chilling and relaxing, I'm like seeing this person. I'm like, whoa, like this girl got it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
yeah. I mean, I didn't, I wasn't well. It was like months before like me and her even like went on a date. But I had a feeling, and Myron knew because I was talking about her for a minute. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, regardless of what was going on, I'm like, yo. And to be honest, like for months, like, and I was really like not cutting girls off, but it was just like I ain't really interested in like as much as I'm interested in my girl now. You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
Right.
I didn't. At that point, I'm like, they're not gonna give me that spark that I'm looking for, like she does.
Mm,
I had a focus at that time, and it was weird. And like you said, and like Myron said earlier, like when you know, because for some reason I knew, even if it didn't seem like that at the time. You know what I mean? It didn't seem like I didn't have a chance at the time. It was just like a part of me knew, like that feeling I could not knock. And say now, no, we're not married, but we got our own place together. We doing our thing, like what I'm saying. We happy, and we have our own struggles. You know what I'm saying? And again, we might have our arguments, whatever the case may be, but it's never like uh I hate you moment.
it's
It's
gonna
more
like
like
hinder the
coming
relationship.
to yeah, it's more of like we're coming to an understanding, so we might bump heads. The only
Mm-hmm.
thing, like you said, is to better our relationship. Um, and to go back to your original question too, like there's just a stigma on like what marriage and relationship is. Like marriage obviously is like to step to us part and just stay together, and so they make all these rules and legalities to it. But like there's people who've been married like 4 or 5 times. Look at J Lo.
Right.
He almost broke up this marriage. The only reason why this marriage, I read something. The only reason why this marriage didn't like end was because they had so much legal contracts, tied together that it'd be hard to just like expand their marriage. Have so much business ventures, like I guess within their like name that like breaking them up, it'd be hard to split up that money or split up what's going on. Understand? So they
So it's
had to stay
basically cheaper
married.
to keep.
Basically, you understand? So like, but like what really defines a marriage, I think, is just like the love and the joy within those moments. So like people who got married 4 or 5 times, I think they could always like look back on their past relationship or their past marriage and be like, I had a great marriage, or like that was, I had that love or that moment at that time, and just like enjoyed every part of it. And when it fell out, it was like we both moved on. Like obviously, I plan on being with my girl forever. Like if like we all been through it where like we all reached another part of our lives, and then there's
Right.
people that we known from before that we're not as close to anymore. It's called growing apart. Like I think that's a natural way of like that's just natural. You understand? For people to do that.
Right.
So it doesn't happen with everybody. I know you guys for over a decade at this point. You know what I'm saying? So like like we didn't grow apart. We all matured. We all grew to our own people. But
Right.
like, there's certain people that we know like we can't no longer see eye to eye, like and so like that would be the same thing as marriage. Like you can't expect two people. And I told it's funny. I told this to my girl. Like everybody has like their own like issues, but like tendencies, habits that other people might fucking get annoyed by. Like you have brothers and
Right.
sisters. Sorry, Marion, you don't. But you live with your mom. You live with your family. There's no disrespect. But like think about it this way. The people that you live with, the people that your family, the people that you share blood with, you get annoyed by. You want your own space. You want your
Right.
own room. You don't want to be around them all day.
Right.
How do you expect that like your significant other, a person that you do not share blood with, that has a whole set of family, friends, norms, tendencies, habits that you can spend each and every single moment with, without being like, oh, I need my space, or so like,
That's a good question.
so
I think you can answer that.
can I answer that? Well, yeah, I mean, honestly,
I
you
think
just give
you.
each other a space. It's just a communication. You gotta is the communication part. I think that's what helps like create that longevity. But it's more like to say, if a marriage don't last or a relationship don't last, does it have to have a negative stigma to it? You understand? Like,
Right.
look at Kim and Kanye. I'm sorry, I probably got a little off the topic, but still on topic. They kind of rushed everything. They got married, and they had a successful marriage. You would say like their careers expanded higher than it was when they met each other. They had beautiful kids. You could tell they were happy. Now you see there's a fallout. Like,
But I think that fallout, my fault to call you all Carlton, but
yeah, no, you good.
getting into that, like that call out, I think has to do with more like the strength of the people in that relationship. I mean, none of us know him personally, right? So we could be totally wrong on this, but we have to be subjective about it. And at the end of the day, Kanye has, like he's been having trouble. You can see it in the media and the press conference. Maybe it was Kim who literally just like, yo, I just can't do it anymore. I can't bear the burden for this relationship, because sometimes you get withered out, you lose the energy, and like you just can't no more. So, and you have to remember, when coming together with somebody, you guys are still two different people. It's like two energies coming together to make a stronger energy. So like if one energy is fading out, like how's that bigger energy gonna outlast, like be like survive, so like,
yeah,
maybe like she just, she probably just didn't have it in her anymore. Because at the end of the day, like, I know all of us, like, 4 kids deep, and you calling it quits after what, like almost 10 years of marriage? That's rough.
Yeah,
that's rough, bro. Like, you don't just say, "Oh, I'm done." Like, so like, and it must be
that's
like something crazy going on for her to just be like, "Yeah, I'm done." But saying on top, like, I just want to ask you. So, Brad said, like, if in 6 months. So what about the opposite? What about if like, you've been together with someone for so long, and like you haven't taken that pivotal step of like forever, in the sense of like marriage and stuff like that?
Well, I think that's very common, to be honest. Especially Black and brown people, Latinos from our communities. I feel like that's very common. in the sense where two people meet at a young age, and most times the child wasn't necessarily planned, and you have kids, and so it's just like now you have a relationship where it's just like, are we together just for the sake of the kids? And you really don't see a long term picture with that person. But then you have relationships where it's just like two people meet out of, I wouldn't say desperation, but just, hey, I'm young, you're young, we work in the same job, same company, go to the same class. Seems like we're have something in common or something is there, and then you guys hook up, and then everyone goes through the motions of a relationship, ups and downs, and I think it's up to like compatibility and like other things that determine a maturity that determine whether the good and the bad is going to outweigh the opposite. Um, I feel like when you reach a certain point in life where you get into these relationships and it's just like, I truly want something out of it other than sex and
Mm-hmm.
maybe like some financial gain or something that this person can offer. And I feel like until you reach that point, you may end up just in relationship after relationship, whether it's
Uh,
a couple months or a couple years.
that's crazy because I feel like our duration is that. I think some people do have trouble of being by themselves, so they just like hop from relationship to relationship without even knowing that they're doing that. To be honest, because
Right.
it's some, like you said earlier, like they're just
Used
used
to
to,
having that person.
exactly, used to having that person, and they see like their role models, which is the moms and the dads, like they're also doing the same thing, so that's all they know. So it's uh and without the end game, that's like because at the end of the day, like you date someone for an end game to find like a compatible person, right? So if you just like going from like person to person without a goal, it's like, okay, that's all and stuff. So
Yeah, one thing I learned because when I like mid 20 college years, I had a lot of fun. I never really like tied myself into a relationship, but I dated a lot. And then like yeah, you just one thing I think I encourage people to just date like before they like really get into a serious relationship, just to like understand what you like, understand like what you want in a relationship, like and what you don't want in a relationship. Like
Mm-hmm.
more importantly than anything else, just like learn how to love yourself. Like you said, like people get into it because they're used to having people, just having someone around, but doesn't necessarily mean that they should have them around. But like learning how to love yourself, knowing what makes you happy, and like knowing that if you have nobody, you're okay. If you have nobody, you'll still be happy. And anyone who comes into your life is an addition to what you already have. I
Agree.
think that's important for people to understand before they even try to like jump into something serious, because they'll always see an end or a failure to it
I have
unless
one
they
comment
like to be led.
about what you said, Carlton. I think some people do not know how to just casually date or love themselves.
yep.
They're just like raised or just wired to the way where it's just like they look at every person they come across as like this has to have some kind of meaning behind
Mm-hmm.
it. And the younger you are, you don't look at it that way.
Yeah,
You look as you get older, you reflect back, but you look at everything like this is like a union or a contract we're both entering. Like there's some people who just have that mindset. Look, you could be however old, junior in high school. It's just hi, this is I'm interested in you, okay, and you're like trying to set like these boundaries and
mm-hmm.
goals and standards, and it's just like whoa. When you look back at it, us being the age we are now, it's just like what the hell are you setting all those damn boundaries for at 16, 15 years old? So those are just some people, that was just how they were raised. Maybe they were raised with two parents that just loved each other endlessly, and they were displayed what a strong bond is between two people, and they lurked. I wouldn't say lurked, but they seek that in
They
every
seek
person
that same type of
that they
love,
come
yeah,
across, right? But sometimes
because
I
that's
feel
what they
like
know
that
true
can mess
love.
you up. Right,
Yeah,
right. I feel like that can mess people up because it's just like you you're putting like all your eggs in one basket, and you're like you're like too invested into it, especially at a certain age. I don't think you should be that invested into a relationship.
No,
As yeah, no, I'm
you.
finished.
I think you're right, but no, I think I was just blessed to like travel and just like live in different places because me living in Florida younger, I saw that same exact thing you talking about. Like New York, like you could say uptown or the New York way of living and the southern way of living is two different things. And you have family from this, but you have those norms too, where like it's a family. It's like it's more family oriented. It's not
In the South,
individualism. Yeah, in the South, it's more
right,
family oriented, and in the North is more individualism. So like I remember like my family like in Florida already like 16, 17, they might be in a relationship, like a long term relationship, and like getting married, ready for marriage by the time they graduate high school. Like a lot of people will say they married their high school sweetheart or whatever it is. So it's just
right.
like over here, you in middle school, you already fucking. That's number one. Then and then like by for real, like I know a lot of people. I remember somebody asked me like they already had sex with the girl, and we in eighth grade. They had sex with the girl. And we're just like, I don't know if I should ask her out. I'm like, dude, you already had sex with her, bro. Like what else? You know what I'm saying? Like what other comfort you need to like and whatever. And then like so like even in college, you might have had a relationship, but like for the most part, you still see like people who are still, probably that's when you go into the in and out of relationship thing.
Right.
You know? So I saw both sides of it. So I saw definitely like just knowing like you meet somebody, especially at a young age, and them growing up together and like creating norms together. Like growing up in New York City, that's not necessarily the case. Especially like you see a lot of see a lot of people our age now, around from 25 to 30. It's either, and no offense to anybody, it's either like you're single and like you already had some fucked up relationships. Like everybody had that little trauma where it's like you can't trust nobody.
Or
Right.
that whole I'm just talking to somebody, bro. Talking is dating, bro.
Yeah,
That's
these
stupid.
entanglements.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
stupid.
So then like we get to this like this point in our lives where we all have our own tendencies. We all do our own thing. We all used to just going out. Then when it's time to settle down, it's like I'm not ready to. I'm not ready to. Now we get to this age where we're like 29, 30, we're like, all right, we're definitely ready to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So in the South, what they like 18, they ready. Shit is crazy. So
So
I
environment
agree with
definitely
you.
plays a part.
Yeah.
Any intake on that, Myron?
Carlton noted right on the head, to be honest. My only extra tip that I'm gonna throw in there is that yeah, our generation needs to like come with facts and stop playing around, man. Let's be grown ups and let's like let's say experience and be open with with one another. Like if you find someone interested, by all means take a shot. Because at the end of the day, if you're just gonna keep like floating around, keep this person waiting, and you're never gonna know if that person is the one or is not. Like so that's the whole point of dating. You have to find like the compatible person. So if you're not like taking a chance on this person or that person, then you're never gonna know. If you're gonna keep doing talking stages, what is the point of that?
That's true. That's definitely
Yeah.
I think insecurity plays a part in that too.
That is a part of my core of dating, to be honest. Like I'm first of all, I'm not gonna be in a relationship with you if I don't see a future at all. Like
Right.
to be honest.
But then if you're not showing flashes of that future, what are we doing here?
Well, to be honest,
Right.
I'm a very honest person. And y'all know that.
I think all three of us here are pretty honest, to be honest.
Yeah, so I have no
What
problem
Carlton
telling.
meant to say is he's a very blunt person.
Polite.
Yeah, I'm pretty blunt.
Blunt, yeah.
Blunt.
Yeah.
So like, I would tell you straight up, like, if I don't see nothing serious, what else we could do? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I'm not ready to date, but if you want to, or I don't want to date, what I'm saying? Like, if you want to hang out, you want to do this, you want to do that, and all consensual and all agreements, and everything is out there. Nobody had to feel played. Nobody had to feel like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Everything is like, yo, listen. I'm not really trying to look for a relationship, but if you want to just fuck, like, let's do it. Let's go out. You know what I'm saying?
Put that in there, bro. To be honest, put that vibe out there, cause.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to beat around it, but I
Let
ain't
your
want to.
intentions be known.
Yeah, bro. You gotta let your intentions be known, bro.
Definitely let your intentions be known. So there's no misconstruing your words. There's no, oh, I didn't say this or that, and this is what a lot of guys don't even understand. Girls like that direct stuff, and it's not to say like, oh, use it as game, but like, you'll get more of a reaction from a woman if you're just being honest with them versus you trying to spit game,
Right,
trying to play around it, beat around the person. Yeah, if you just say exactly what you want, they'll say exactly what you want, what they want. That's all. We're not here to give relationship advice for that.
It's all right, Carson. That you want to seek a career as a relationship counselor?
Hell no.
Carlton be yelling. He's gonna be yelling at everybody. What the hell you do? What, bro?
I'm gonna be like Samuel Jackson meets Hitch.
Bro, Carlton's gonna be yelling at every consultation. Like, Mr. Giles, please, can you help me? Me and my girlfriend just broke up. What dumb shit you said?
Or Carter's gonna just be like, all you gotta do to keep your man is suck his dick. That's gonna.
Whoa. Yo, I'm not gonna say that. Not gonna say that.
So now he's going to the next woman to get his dick sucked.
I would say some shit like,
it didn't work, Mr. Giles. It didn't work.
I was telling him stop being a bitch. Let me stop.
There you go. That sounds more like that.
But I would put in the message like this, y'all got me over here to give stupid ass advice. Nah, but for real, like, I have some good stories. Yeah, I remember when I was in the UK, and this is it's funny. My experience in the UK was like great for me when it came to like just when it comes to social interaction. All right, so I was banging on the table too, so that's probably what you heard. Yeah, so like my trip to the UK, it gave me a lot of experience when it comes to social interaction and relationships, and advice for people, because I was going out. You was from New York. We know how it is from New York. No, you already know how it is from New York. Everybody's stingy as fuck. You can't even say hi. You can't smile at nobody. They're gonna roll their eyes. They're gonna think you thirsty. They're gonna think this and that. And it's just like, yo, I'm a friendly person. I've been to 5 different countries. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you meet somebody or you see somebody, you smile and say hello. You know what I mean? Like, it don't have to be, I'm trying to talk to you. Like, you go somewhere else and be friends with a female. Or you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't have to be nothing. So I going over there, just having that experience of just like being able to say, hey, how are you? My name is this, blah blah blah, and then like just be able to learn things about people, blah blah, shit like that. But yeah, so obviously I was out there I was having fun. I was playing ball. I was playing for the college. I was playing for the capital of the country. I was going out and drinking. I was meeting a lot of people. And it was like an international spot. It was in Wales in the UK. So I was able to date a lot, and I had a lot of fun, whatever. But then and then it was just like all these guys coming to me like weird shit, like not like that, but it was just like, yo, mate, how do you do that? I'm like, how do I do what? Like, you just talk to her, like, I guess they see me talking to a hot girl, like, how do you? I'm like, nigga, you just go up and talk to her, like, what do you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that hard, like. You know how you say you put people on, so I was showing them that because it was a bunch of foreigners, saying they're not American, they're not New Yorkers, they're from Glen Island, fucking I don't even know, Malaysia, Cyprus, from everywhere, like Germany, yo, how do you do it? How do you do that? I'm just like, yo, you just go and talk to her. Like, why you know what I'm saying? Like, so it got to a point like when, like, by like the third month I was there, places that I went to, I can't even talk to a girl myself because these people are coming up to me, and I'm cool with everybody. I'm nice to them, so it's just like, they're like, put me up, put me up, put me up. So they're like, all right. So I'm like basically giving out that advice, just like I said, just like, nigga, just do this, like, yo, just do that. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's all about confidence. It's not about aggression. Some people think it's about being an asshole. People think about, you know, macho ness. Some people think about like having the biggest ego, but it's really just about your
Mm-hmm.
confidence. Just being honest with the person. So
This is why.
Any
what
feedback to that, Myron?
This is why all like the whole world loves New Yorkers, man. It's just a different breed.
yeah, I guess it was just I was weird too. They was like, New York, New York, you from New York? Oh my god! Like, yo,
Yeah,
if I go back,
I got that reaction too when I went to the UK. I remember. I'll never forget. Some white dudes asked me like, "Yo, you go to Times Square?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I don't know if he was so amazed by that shit. We definitely like desensitized from being in New York, to be honest. But yeah, yeah. It's just Carlton said, cut it off. So
All right, guys. So I see online this interesting checklist that it has 9 signs to a healthy relationship, and I'm just gonna, spit all 9 out. And if you guys wanna give any feedback, or you guys can like let it marinate and go about it, think about it later as your day and weeks go on. You guys can. So the first one on the list is you make time for your relationship no matter how busy you are. Second
okay.
one is, yeah,
no, go ahead, go ahead. I didn't know if you wanted us to comment afterwards on it or like let it run through.
sure, sure. You make time for your relationship no matter how busy you are. It's number one on the list. I agree.
Same.
Yeah. We gonna go like that? Yeah, I agree.
Number two, you check in with each other in order to stay connected.
Of course.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes people don't do it.
It's always the
yeah.
small things that people don't forget to do. To be honest.
Yeah. See
Number three, you're open about what you like and don't like in bed.
yeah.
Also true. It's communication.
Carlton?
Yeah. No, I said yeah. He said
I
that's
think
just
I think that
that's
one's
a part
really
of
important
communication.
the older you get, right?
1000%.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, I don't know what age or whatever you guys like, had your first time or whatnot. But I feel like when you're young, you're 16, 17, 18, it's just like, yeah, it was cool. I like it. That's that tendency of that age group. And then like, I feel like when you're like in your early 20s, maybe like mid 20s, it's still like you don't like, just say if you had a bad experience or something wasn't done to your liking, you kind of like sugarcoat it. Like you play both sides. You sugarcoat it, then sometimes you tell the truth. But I think like where we're at in our age group and the 5, 10 years older than us, our senior, I feel like that's the age where it's just like you gotta have those open conversations, because to some people in some relationships, sex is more important, and others is not as important.
Yeah. No, that is true. It's definitely true that, like you said, sex is more important to others, and the older you get, the um, more I guess you should be open about like what you want in sex, but I think like if you have like a long relationship, that's just gonna be a common part of it because like you're not gonna want to do the same thing every day. I understand you're gonna want to spice it up, do a different thing, role play, or just
Right.
different fucking position, whatever. New experience you never tried, whatever. Maybe if somebody want to do fucking group sex for one time, just like to do it, or just bring an extra partner
My
and
man
see how
Carlton
that
said
fucking goes.
the one time for the one time.
One time for the one time? Nah, fuck that. I'm sorry.
Number four on the list, you know what you should and shouldn't do when your partner's upset.
you know, No, that's 1,000%. That's 1,000%.
Same.
You should, but that takes time though
Right.
to understand what you understand because most of the time when your partner's upset, you upset too because y'all fucking clashing. you know
That too.
that shit how shit sparks. So you be like, "Oh, you was pissed off about this. I didn't catch that." You know what I'm saying? And you be like, "Oh, that shit had me," and then you like, "Bam, bam, 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 bam." You know, you should definitely know what triggers your partner, like if they are upset.
How about when, let's just say, you're home, wife, husband, girlfriend, boyfriend comes home from work, school, whatever it may be, family's house, they're upset.
Yeah.
That's a little different, right? It does take time,
It is
right?
different. It is different. It does take time, but you do have to understand. I think. See, so like what that rule. I'm not sure if it indicates like understanding when your partner's upset or understanding what to do when your partner's upset. You know what I'm saying? Because we could at a certain point know
Both.
someone. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? It takes time to understand like what, like how they look, how they act, different
Right.
moods. You know,
Got to be
it's not like
observant.
not every time. Yeah, not every time they're gonna be like, "Hey, I'm upset." Like you might have to catch some fucking. You might have to catch some like,
Ain't that the
"Why you
truth?
acting like that?"
Yo,
Why
you
all of a sudden?
stupid. Hey, I'm
Not for
upset.
real. Nah, like you do it too. We might just be silent and just like be sitting there, act like
Oh
everything good, like
shit.
or just internalizing everything. When it's just like instead of just saying it, you know. So like it's two. I would think it's two different things to be like, okay, indicate when they're upset and then what to do. Because my girl told me when she's upset, a chocolate. You know, it's chocolate. That's it. That's a. Well, obviously you're not gonna just like and don't be joking. You know, because you know I be
I was just about to
talking.
say that. Yeah,
We
I
talking
know.
mad shit, you know. I be wild now, you know. That's just I'm a clown, you know what I'm saying. And she understands that, but
And
like
don't
you know,
mock the
certain
person.
times, yeah, definitely don't mock them.
I think you should. Yeah, don't mock them. Number
Definitely don't
five.
mock them. Respect them for sure.
Number five. You actively work on your relationship.
Hell yeah,
I think that's a no-brainer, right, Myron?
Big facts. No bringer.
Number six. Woo! You trust your partner completely.
it takes time.
Sure. Sure. No, that makes sense. So yeah.
Sure,
Over time.
that takes time, man. Again, that goes back to it's like people's traumas. Like you know, we all
Right.
been, we all had a heartbreak. We all, you know, and we can't put that on the next partner, but you do have to like trust wholeheartedly. That's the only way like I could truly like on side, even if y'all don't agree with each other, you know. If y'all trust each other and respect each other, that's important.
And I think it's also just not even about like cheating, because I think that's what most people stuff. It's just when you trust your partner to make you feel safe and secure and them to make the best decision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yep.
Number seven, you allow each other to have space without anyone getting their feelings hurt.
Yeah. That's yeah.
I
yeah,
agree. I think that definitely comes with age. I feel like the younger you are, like the early teens, those years, it's just like those relationships. Oh, they don't want to spend time. You must be with somebody else. But um,
I be telling my girl that shit. Hope she listens. Hope she listens to this one.
number eight, you do thoughtful things to show you appreciate them. That's very
Of course.
critical.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1000%. Even the small things.
Yep, that goes back to what Marion said.
That's very critical, especially as you get older and you're like, you experienced. After a while, it's just like there's just certain things you should know. Valentine's Day, anniversaries coming up, or I think it takes maturity sometimes, and then you gotta let go of your ego because it's like you said, sometimes it's just small things. It doesn't have to be then. grand where it's just like I spent a significant amount of money or it took a significant amount of time and effort.
Mhm.
And everyone loves, appreciation. And the last thing on the list, number 9, you know how to work through conflicts in a healthy way.
Yes.
Agree.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I agree.
I, yeah, I feel like that actually like that. Uh, Aside like compatibility, trust, and number 9, you know how to work through conflicts in a healthy way. I feel like that is very key to like whether your relationship will last or not. So,
Yeah, just one thing. I'm glad that that list is there, but I just hope people understand like everything. Like there might be like when your relationship first starts, it's called the honeymoon phases where everything clicks, everything is good.
yeah,
Like just understand some of these things do take time though. So if everything don't hit that check mark, but you can see it could, like, you know, give it some time. Don't just be writing them off. I think a lot of people know, rush relationships too much, or just like when one thing goes wrong because they got like 10 other people hitting them up. Thing goes wrong, one disagreement, one just like on to the next. Truly want something to last, I'd be patient.
yeah, you do. Patience is key. Working on that currently. Uh, I wasn't a very patient person as a child, and not so much in relationships, I guess. All right, guys. As we wrap this episode up, we just want to remind everyone to check us out, Code 99 Podcast on Spotify, Apple Music. Follow our Twitter page, Instagram page, same name, Code 99 Podcast. TikTok also. We just made a TikTok for our audience and our viewers.
Oh,
Code
thank you for
99
reminding me.
Podcast.
Gotta put that on the Instagram shit.
Sure.
Keep up on the social media, man. Keep up on the social media, Myron. Matter of fact, next episode we should speak about social media and how it's come a long way from when we were kids to now we're adults. Uh, that was episode 9 of the Code 99 podcast. 3 guys, 1 code. Check into the next episode to see what we unlock next. It's your boy Sprad.
Myron.
Boy Carl G. Peace.
You know, man.